Okay, we had a little complaining last week about the marathon. This is going to be the shortest marathon y'all have ever heard. Chicago took it to us. We won't be going anywhere until we can win a football game. They played us well enough tonight to deserve to win the football game. We did all of the things that you can do that cause you to lose football games in the game. So that's where it is. Until we can get over here and we'll line up against the Rams, until we can win a football game, I don't care what kind of contention we're in, we've got to start playing and winning a football game so that we can be able to play better than we played tonight. We thought we would be able to basically play better defense against what they were doing. To their credit, they really were very effective against our defense, obviously, and I'm not telling anything anybody didn't know. So that's the way we look at it. We'll line them up here next week. We're going to go practice, and we're going to try to win a football game. And everybody that's in here that's healthy, and everybody that's healthy that's coaching will be coaching, and everybody that's in here that will be playing, and we just got to play better.
Jerry, does it feel like this is going backwards at all?
Well, it's not. It's leveled out here. It's losing, losing, losing. So I'm not trying to be funny here, but the point is that we've got to win a football game. I don't care what the standings are, what the numbers are. We had thought that we could come up here and play a really fine football team, a good team, play a fine football game, and get our act where we're starting to look like a team that could, if we by a slim chance, get in the playoffs where we could win. We can't do that until we play and start winning the football games, and we've got 3 more to play. When we do that, we can go. That's it. I'm not going to answer why I think I'm saying what I'm saying.
No, I'm not saying why. I'm just saying that, how frustrating is it for you after the emotions of last week and Michael Bennett doing what he did, and certainly 2 weeks ago you going off on the coaches, that it's still not done.
Well, again, it shows so much for that about effectively what wins or loses football games. That's not what gets it done. What gets it done is going out here, not making mistakes on 3rd down, getting them off the field, us staying on the field, not getting in a spot. We came up here to run the football. You get behind 20 points, you can't run the football. You've got to do other things. They know you're going to be doing it. They pin their ears back. Here you go. They played a really fine football game tonight, and they took it to us. And in about every way you want to list it, they beat us tonight. We did win the turnover battle, and it shows you can win the turnover battle and still lose the ball game. So we just got to see if we can step in here and win a football game. I don't care if we stay in contention all the way down to they have the playoffs. We've got to start showing our fans, more importantly, showing ourselves that we can do the things to win the games. It's hard to do it when you extend their possessions and you make mistakes on 3rd down. It's hard to do it when you either create penalties. It's hard to do it when you miss field goals that have, the last 2 games have shown up. We got down near the end and looked up and we had a chance, potentially, but we'd really had a chance both the last 2 games if we'd kicked our field goal. Well, that's if stuff, and we know that is. We're not playing well enough to actually get close enough so at the end of the game we could actually tie one at the last minute or win it at the last minute. You have to be able to do that in the NFL. We're not doing that right now. We're not a team that's capable of doing that. We got to see if we can get it together for the Rams.
Do you change kickers now? Do you look at another kicker?
Again, I'm not going to get into those kinds of details. We basically have a good assessment of what the kicking situation is availability-wise other than the kickers we have right now. And so that'll dictate what we're doing.
Jerry, the public criticism that you've lodged or given your coaching staff and some of the uncertainty that you've loaded on the team, how much does that contribute to the problems that you guys are having?
The what?
I said, do you think that can contribute to the problem that you guys are having, the public criticism and the uncertainty that there is around the coaching staff now?
The same way that my praise of them is contributing. You may have noticed I've been praising them too. So much for words. Seriously. so much for work. I don't think so until we get out there and do the right things. Let's say we get some third down, get them to turn the ball over to us on third down. Those missed field goals are like turnovers. But we're obviously, everybody in this huddle right here, we know that score didn't indicate how bad they beat us tonight.
Jerry,
The score was a lot closer. They beat us real good tonight.
Jerry, would a 7-9 or 8-8 division win, would that be acceptable?
A what?
A 7-9 or 8-8 division win, would that be acceptable?
Are you asking me if I would take the division and go to the playoffs if we got it? On any basis, the answer is yes. Absolutely, yes. Acceptable? I don't know, not if we're not playing good. But if we're playing a lot better than we played tonight, I'll take getting in the, you talking about getting in the playoffs? Well, yes, I would, on any basis. I realize if we don't play better and look better in the last game than we look tonight, then that's tough to think about having success in the playoffs. But, your goal is, the first goal is to get to the playoffs.
Are you questioning the talent on this team or their mental makeup? I mean,
I didn't hear that. When I'm saying I'll question.
No, I'm asking you, do you, at this point, the way this team is playing with so much on the line and they're not able to respond, do you question their talent or their mental makeup right now?
I don't think so. I don't think so. All these guys are mentally okay for me.
Okay.
And all these guys are talented enough for me. So that's good. I'm questioning how to put together a coordinated one that complements each other, how to put together a team that can win a football game. And so it's obvious, you know that we are not putting together collectively on all phases of the game as well as within the same phase of the game. We're not collectively getting together as a team and doing the things it takes to win a ball game. You don't win games if you don't do that.
That's a question of the coaching then.
Do you feel like at any point these guys quit out there tonight, or do you feel like they all gave maximum effort?
Again, I know that everyone is disappointed with outcome. We all thought that we could come up here and play a good football game. We didn't. It is imperative for us to, as we go down toward the playoffs, it's imperative that we play a good football game. I thought tonight we would come up here and play a good football game. I think everybody did, and we didn't. They did play a good football game, and so that's the way it goes. Thanks, guys.
Thank you,
Jerry.
Jerry Jones there with a tense media session with reporters after the game, after the Cowboys have lost 3 straight games. They're reeling. You can see the division standings right now. Even though those 3 straight losses that they have, they are still in first place of the division. We heard Jerry Jones say that, look, words can only do so much. They can't win you games, basically, on the field. We heard him complain about third down. We heard him complain about how they need to get that defense and that team off the field, the other team off the field. So, Irv, when you hear Jerry talking, you know him well. What are you actually hearing from him?
Well, actually, and Jerry, I thought, stayed away from direct questions about coaching and the situations. And him staying away, if I am in that coaching staff or situation, I'm more worried now. Because now it leaves him open to go and say, hey, I left it open. I can make any decisions in moving forward. And then come out and say, I thought I made a decision that's best for the team. But you can hear the pain in what he's saying. You can hear the pain because now he's matching the reality up against the expectation, and he's seeing how far that cliff lives, how far that cliff is, and it is hard to imagine getting back to the expectation when you look at the reality of what's going on right now.
Well, it's interesting. When I listened to that, I heard the same frustration you did, but I would have thought if he was going to make a move, because that's going to be the big question this week, does Jerry Jones move on from Jason Garrett? I would have thought if he was going to do that this week, he would have been a little bit more pointed with his criticism towards the coaching staff, where he was just a little bit more general talking about we have to find a way to win a game, and we're still thinking we're probably going to make the playoffs, and I still want to give Jason Garrett and this coaching staff the ability to play out the season and see what happens when they get into the playoffs.
Well, I'll just cut to the chase.
Go ahead.
Well, keeping it in the holiday spirit of Thanksgiving, I've fried a few turkeys in my time, and Mr. Jerry Jones was hot than that peanut oil that goes in when you fry that turkey. He did an exceptional job of not letting his emotions spill over. He was thinking deeply. He was trying to figure out, how do I not blow up? They were coming at him every which way. This is a team, the Dallas Cowboys, unfortunately, the 2019 season is over. They are now looking.
They're going to make the playoffs probably.
Yeah, but listen,
it's not over.
But Jerry says him. Jerry said he was very direct with. Listen, I've gone both ways with it.
Yes.
I was critical of them.
Yep.
Nothing happened. I praised them. Nothing happened. And now I don't know what I have to do.
Correct.
But he was saying something has to happen. Something has to happen.
To me, that tells me, living in Carolina, that tells me that something's going to happen. It may not happen immediately, but the 2019 season is over. They are evaluating and trying to figure out which pieces of the puzzle. Because right now with Jason Garrett, Mr. Jerry Jones loves to play chess. With Jason Garrett as the head coach, he's playing checkers. And that's why he got mollywopped up and down this field pretty much after the second possession. And when you don't have chess pieces to play chess and all you have is checkers, that's what's going to happen. You're going to get beat and beat and beat, and that's what's going on.
I'm just saying, if I'm the coach and I heard that interview, I'm more worried than I
You need to be worried.
Right.
Because you pack it up.
worried about what happened tonight.
Jerry Jones
you know what's gonna
was very
happen.
measured in everything that he said. It felt like it was very calculated on his part to stay away from certain things, to go into certain things. But you heard Troy Aikman at the end of the broadcast there say it too. He wouldn't even talk to this team. He would just let them go out there and figure it out. The frustration has really set in Dallas, and
Don't even
this
talk to the
was
team?
the icing on the cake here tonight.